Ce asta? Oh, lolo! Eu vreau porcul.
Might be in arrears, but I'm out of pocket.
Oh, ce faină abilitate are! Oh, s-a enervat. S-a enervat Borania, am belit-o.
I returned to the Lofu so I could surrender myself to the Alliance and atone for my sins. This will be the last you see of me.
Ai, 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 ai. Oh, lolo.
Sword War. Blade of Moonlight. High Cloud Quintet. It is time to say goodbye.
Până acum trailerul nota 11 cu steluță. Oh, lolo. Și ai Destruction. Toată lumea mai nou e așa.
Nicely put.
Interesant.
Her power is actually deeply connected to the moon's phases. Jing Liu is an ice-type character following the path of destruction, who uses two different states in combat.
Different states? What's that?
Think of it this
Ce
way.
face?
When Jing Liu is in prolonged combat, her Mara-struck persona takes over and she changes states.
A,
When
serios?
Jing Liu uses her skill, Transcendent Flash, she accumulates stacks of syzygy.
Whoa! Isn't Transcendent Flash the
Deci
legendary
se
sword
transformă,
from Mr. Cian's
depinde
story?
de match.
The one that cuts through time
De, adică
itself?
cât de lung e match-ul,
Sure seem
interesant.
well versed in High Cloud Quintet stories, March. When syzygy stacks up to a set amount, Jing Liu is consumed by Mara and enters a spectral transmigration state. In the spectral transmigration state, Jing Liu's every attack deducts a set percentage of HP from her allies' max HP.
O să fie jucată la hit effect, cred că.
According to the
Ca să dai freeze,
corresponding total
presupun.
HP consumed.
Adică criticarea e critica de hit effect.
She attacks her allies?
While in the spectral transmigration state, Jing Liu's skill, Transcendent Flash, becomes
Ce dau să fie
Moon
îmi trebuie, adică mi-ar trebui eu. Dar Bronia mi-ar trebui mai mult, că eu n-am Bronia.
Moon on Glacial River doesn't consume skill points, but does consume stacks of syzygy. When stacks reach zero, Jing Liu exits the spectral transmigration state. Jing Liu's ultimate, Floor Ephemeral Dream Flux, deals a set percentage of her attack as ice damage to a single target
Deci scazi din
and
atac cu ei
adjacent
ultima ta.
enemies, as well as granting her additional stacks of syzygy.
Whether it's normal state Ice Beauty Jing Liu or red-eyed spectral transmigrator state Jing Liu, she's one heck of a sword master.
According to Xianzhou records, she was taken by the Ten Lords
What?
before the onset of Mara and subsequently detained in the shackling prison. The famous confrontation with her apprentice, Jing Yuan, would come later.
Becoming Mara-struck is an unavoidable fate for Xianzhou long-life species. but they're still trying to find a way to break free of the cycle.
In the brand new 1.4 mission, Clouds Leave No Trace.
Continuă povestea, da.
Not to mention, she's also
Oh.
super talented on the battlefield. Gwaynithan is a fire-type character following the path of nihility. When using her skill, Blazing Welcome, Gwaynithan launches firecrackers, dealing fire damage to her target and adjacent enemies with a chance of inflicting burn. After unlocking the trace, High Poles, her basic attack, Standing Ovation, also has a chance of inflicting enemies with burn.
I'm curious.
Alt caracter care să meargă cu
exactly.
Gwaynithan says that in
doamna Mommy.
Siege Legends, artists use
Kafka.
firecrackers to fend off scary beasts. In return, the nobility supported the artist financially. Gwaynithan is just continuing the tradition, and friendly locals are only too happy to support her. Funnily enough, her talent is called Patreon benefits. When Gwaynithan is on the battlefield and an enemy sustains burn damage, there's a chance they'll enter a Fire Kiss state. Fire Kiss is stackable and limited to a set number of turns. While in the Fire Kiss state, enemies sustain increased damage. Which reminds me, I think Gwaynithan live-streamed a battle once too. Her ultimate, watch this showstopper, summons and detonates an even bigger firecracker in the form of a D-Ting, dealing fire damage to all enemies. Targets already inflicted with burns sustain additional damage as a set percentage of the fire damage.
Is this what the kids call going viral? I'd love to see her combat livestream data. I bet it was an instant hit.
acolo e regina Pyro.
Her stream was taken down halfway through. I think she violated the platform's fire safety policy.
Oh.
Wow.
What do you think?
Pardon that. Topaz and Numby are
Are porciucușor cu ea.
At the start of an allied turn, if no enemy on the battlefield is inflicted with proof of death, Topaz will inflict this state on a random enemy, thereby boosting the follow-up attack damage.
Follow attack recipe. Follow attack bonus.
Starts out with an initial speed and acts autonomously.
Asta merge cu multe caractere.
Excluding Numby's own turn.
Dacă se aplică și la aliați.
An ally follow-up attack hits an enemy inflicted with proof of death, Numby's action is advanced forward.
Seems like Numby and Topaz
Și la
share a
Blade.
strong bond.
Și la domnul Susano.
They make a tight unit. Speaking of which, Topaz's skill, difficulty pan, is able to reallocate proof of death to a different target, allowing Numby to immediately launch an assault and deal a set percentage of Topaz's attack as fire damage to the new target. This counts as a follow-up attack. Topaz's ultimate, Turn a Profit, allows Numby to enter the Windfall Bonanza state. In this state, damage and crit damage dealt by Numby both experience an increase. If that wasn't enough, every time an ally's basic attack, skill, or ultimate hits an enemy inflicted with proof of death, Numby's action is additionally advanced forward. After Numby launches a set number of attacks, this effect is dispelled.
Whoa, Numby's got moves!
Oh my god, dar ce set are de fighting foarte interesant.
All living things with genuine care, regardless of whether they're human, they'll respond in kind.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Numby's not done yet.
Ce
Topaz and Numby's technique
caută chesturi, porcușorii.
Numby then automatically seeks out basic treasures and trotters within a certain range, leading Topaz right to the loot. The best part? Trotters won't be alerted to their approach, and this effect doesn't even consume technique points. If Topaz and Numby enter combat after using their technique, our little warp trotter regenerates a set amount of Topaz's energy after launching their first attack. If Topaz and Numby are still in the team after winning a battle entered in this way, the team receives a small amount of additional credits up to a set daily limit. The above also goes for winning battles entered in this way within the simulated universe. But instead of credits, the team receives a small amount of cosmic fragments with a chance to bag a random curio.
What the fuck?
Seems like Topaz and Numby have a bad cop approach.
Cât de orti s-o iei, incredibil. Câte face.
Orbs will become available in the character event warp Sunset Clause. Trailblazers can obtain the limited 5-star characters Topaz and Numby. Meanwhile, in the character event Warp Butterfly on Sword Tip, the limited 5-star character Zila will be making a return. And I almost forgot to mention, the 4-star character Gwenifin will also be a part of these 2
Seli-sama.
character event warps.
Look who's back! It's Zila! Feels like forever since we last saw her in Bellabog.
Characters aside, we're also eagerly anticipating version 1.4's 5-star light cones. At 1.4's first phase light cone event warp, the drop rate of the 5-star light cone, I shall be my own sword, will be boosted.
It's that sword-wielding beauty again!
Standing there in the moonlight without her blindfold, amidst all
Ce
those
cool arată
flowers.
cartea.
Quite the sight.
Unforgettable!
Meanwhile, in 1.4's second phase light cone event warps, the drop rates for the 5-star light cones, Worrisome Blissful, and In the Night will be boosted.
Wow, Topaz is so lucky to be surrounded by so many cute fluff balls. Can we get one for the Express, Himeko?
Cardul e 3 carteli, toate 3 trebuie.
That might not be possible. I remember Pom Pom saying they're not keen on having anything that sheds fur in the carriages.
But Pom Pom sheds tons of fur!
Crucial for the smooth progression of any project. Our data collection lead informed me about a significant site on Eurylis.
Asta e ultima zonă de aici?
Pillars of Creation. A memorial symbolizing centuries of Belabogian
Oh,
resistance.
stai bine, Colic.
Out of respect, I intend to pay a visit there with a few colleagues.
Colleagues?
Oh, where are my manners? Let me introduce them.
What
Senior
the
staff,
fuck? No
team
shit,
leader,
that's...
Grunt, field personnel,
Asta e făinuț.
and Grunt,
Asta e ok.
security personnel.
They look pretty slick, but I can't help but wonder...
Are they enthusiastic about a trip to an ice planet?
I'm afraid enthusiasm doesn't come into it. The IPC's balance sheet isn't the best right now. We haven't got the capital to outsource missions like these.
That explains the recent disturbance in the corporation. As if thousands of voices suddenly
Vreau să pagalul ăla.
sighed in exhaustion and
Tot bovnița.
suddenly silenced.
Recognized universally as the leading video game brand, Ethereum Wars is set to
Asta
unveil
e
an
eventul ăla
offline fan
cu
event
peturile,
on
așa-i?
Willow 6, the Interastral Tournament Festival.
Ethereum Wars? What's that?
Think of it as a holographic video game. To secure a spot in the grand final, contestants must collect and nurture ether spirits, which can be found within victory zones.
Ether spirits?
I'd venture to guess they're much like Numby here. Digital replicas of creatures designed to serve as combat companions.
Right you are, Miss Himeko. Your knowledge in this area is surprising.
I've heard a thing or two about the IPC's
Oh, ce fain
research
e.
and cultivation programs. Am I right in assuming that the aim of this event is to analyze the suitability of different species as fighting companions?
Correct.
Eu clar
And
vreau
we
un echip
stand by
import.
our promise that no
Ai fără
real-life
discuție.
creatures will be harmed during Ethereum Wars.
Oh.
The IPC has renovated an old weapons testing ground to serve as a tournament venue.
Un
We
fel de
also set
PvP?
up victory zones in different locations. Herta Space Station, Eurylo 6, and the Xianzhou Luofu. Those who manage to defeat the championship contenders in each victory zone and complete the hyperlink challenges will be greeted with generous rewards. It's also worth
Pokémon,
knowing that
Pokémon.
ether spirits,
Oi,
both
oi, oi,
allied
ce de
and
frumos.
enemy alike,
Ac-
are classified
Cu
into
ăștia s-ar
3
putea face
types:
ăsta
mechanical,
cop,
humanoid,
cu eventuri de
and
genul,
avalanche.
care
In combat, these types have a
trebuie doar
cyclical
jucat ca să
relationship
fii
with
puternic.
each one countering another. Attacking enemies that are vulnerable to your current ether spirit's type will allow you to deal extra damage.
Oh, so picking a type that counters your opponents is super important.
You got it. Furthermore, as you advance through the competition, you'll gain access to the even more formidable Overlord ether spirits, which can be developed to boost their combat prowess.
So
What a
the
câțâs.
deeper you delve into the competition, the fiercer the fights become. This is gonna be quite the contest.
foarte frumos.
You okay there, March 7th?
Ether spirit, copy! Let's see. Whoa, a gold Albert!
Miss March, do I look like some paddle pet to you? You can't just collect anything and everything.
Just curious.
A reminder to our esteemed contestants. Numerous players from across the universe will be partaking in Ethereum Wars. As you progress, new opponents will be revealed. After completing all challenges, exhibition matches await, where you might end up face-to-face with some unexpected opponents. And should you rise to the occasion and overcome the Interastral Tournament Festival challenges, you'll receive IPC-sponsored eligibility for a specially selected 4-star character. And there you have it. The full rundown on Ethereum Wars. Hope you all have fun, and remember to treat your combat companions kindly. I've got a meeting to get to. Bye for now.
Huh? You're leaving so soon?
But I'm sure our paths will cross again. Over to you.
Draw attention to some of the other thrilling events coming our way.
Să vedem eventurile.
First off, during the 1.4 release, the Planar Infinity event is making its debut. Herta and 3 other members of the Game Society made some small renovations to the simulated universe, but each of them threw a spanner in the works. With the code damage, the universe is beginning to expand exponentially. Madam Herta wanted me to pass a message on to our trailblazers. Don't panic, just a minor bug. You will be compensated.
Minor bug? Really? It doesn't sound like it.
It's true! The spanners in question cause the simulated universe's blessings and curios to multiply. As such, in Planar Infinity's Ordinary Plane challenges, trailblazers can obtain some wonderful buffs.
For example?
For example, a cosmic big lotto that won't disappoint?
What?
Oh, wow!
See what I mean?
Sper
Following an ordinary
să
plane
fie mai fun.
challenge, trailblazers will enter Herta's Manic Plane with their buffs in tow. Every time trailblazers successfully challenge a wave of enemies, a floor is successfully cleared. As floors are cleared, trailblazers will face off against increasingly difficult enemies until...
Uh-oh. I knew there was a catch. Now we have to fight attrition warfare?
Herta wants to test the limits of the simulated universe's memory. Don't panic, Ms. March. As long as trailblazers obtain as many buffs as they can in the ordinary plane challenges, they'll be able to face down the manic plane with full strength. Trust me, in the simulated universe, anything is possible.
Really? I don't believe you.
You must
Interesant, că
believe
asta
me.
e descoperi raritate în plus.
It's a walk in the park. I'm begging you.
Now I really don't believe you.
And of course,
Normal, dar mă așteptam să fie gifturi. Mă așteptam. Mă obișnuit deja jocul să fie în fiecare patch o multi gratis.
Let's hear it for checking in.
Woohoo! Check in, check in.
Also in 1.4, we'll be welcoming in a story replay feature. When interacting with characters in the story, trailblazers can now pause dialogue and review surrounding context.
Ne sperie că nu va fi exact. Facem cu inima.
Buried under trigger happy mouse clicks, waiting to be rediscovered.
This doesn't mean you can make new choices, though. So always make choices that you know you won't regret.
We'll also be seeing the
Asta aștept,
return
asta
of
îmi
the
trebuie.
planar fissure and
Da, îmi trebuie, îmi
realm of
trebuie.
strange events.
Da, da, îmi
During the
trebuie.
events, successfully challenging the simulated universe and Cavern of Corrosion can earn you a set amount of double rewards.
Nice! Double rewards!
No, după părerea mea, a fost extraordinar eventul, după părerea mea, patch-ul. Multe chestii noi, caractere care arată toate bine și zona nouă, adică păcănele noi, nu?